Kobe Bryant is widely regarded as the greatest Laker of all time. He spent his entire 20-year career with the Lakers, winning 5 NBA championships, 2 Finals MVP awards, and 1 regular season MVP award. He was an 18-time All-Star and a 15-time member of the All-NBA team. Kobe's scoring ability, work ethic, and competitiveness made him a fan favorite and a legendary figure in Lakers history. But what the late great Kobe himself thought on Lakers legends throughout the years, we here to break it down. The logo Jerry West is one of the all-time greats in not just the Lakers franchise, but in NBA history. He was known as Mr. Clutch because of his ability to excel in high-pressure situations. He is the second highest scoring leader in Lakers history, behind Kobe. West's playoff finals performances were so unbelievably good that in 1969, he became the only player in NBA history to win the NBA Finals MVP despite being on the losing team. Throughout 2 decades, Jerry West and the late great Kobe Bryant built a strong relationship that changed both of their lives in many ways. West, who was the architect of many championship teams, especially with the Lakers, was the first to see that Kobe was special even at the age of 17. After West drafted him and became a mentor to Kobe, their relationship grew deeper, crowned with a lot of success in the upcoming years. This is Kobe on the logo.
Jerry was the most influential person in my career when I first came to Los Angeles. I mean, we spent a lot of time together, at his house for dinner, on a court before practice, in his office after practice, talking about a myriad of things, footwork, to angles, to pull-up jump shots, to defensive schemes. But I think the thing that stuck with me the most was when Jerry told me that his biggest challenge as a player was not the fear of failure, but the fear of success. And he couldn't quite figure out how to get through that. And I remember having a really in-depth conversation with him about that, and that opened my eyes up to the psychology of the game and how much emotions from youth, from childhood, and so forth and so on can carry forth into the game itself. And that was the piece of information that really stuck with me the most from Jerry.
Had Elgin Baylor been born 25 years later, his acrobatic moves would have been captured on video, his name emblazoned on sneakers, and his face plastered on cereal boxes. But he played before the days of widespread television exposure, so among the only records of his prowess that remain are the words of those who saw one of the greatest ever to play. Strong and graceful at 6'5" and 225 pounds, Baylor averaged 27.4 points and 13.5 rebounds during his 14-year career with the Minneapolis and Los Angeles Lakers. In 134 playoff games, he averaged 27 points and 12.9 rebounds. At one time, Baylor owned records for most points in a game, in a playoff game, and in one half of a playoff game. In 1962-63, he became the first NBA player to finish in the top 5 in 4 different statistical categories: scoring, rebounding, assists, and free throw percentage. He led the Lakers to the NBA Finals 8 times, was a 10-time All-NBA first-team selection, and played in 11 NBA All-Star games.
How great of a player was Elgin Baylor? Well, he's one of the first players that had a unique ability to control his body in the air. He can get in the air, draw contact, finish the play strong. He had a great first step. He had one of the best rocker steps I'd ever seen. We typically see guys in a triple threat. If you're right-handed, lead with the right foot, and you kind of do a little shimmy fake and continue with the right. Elgin was one of the first guys I've seen actually take the right and cross it over and kind of do a hesitation the other way and go left. And it's one of the many things I actually stole from him. But he was just tenacious. He could score the ball, rebound the ball. It was fun to watch. Being that Elgin was one of the first Lakers, it was certainly a legacy that I felt like I was responsible for. The Lakers is one of those organizations that have so many great individual players. And but he was one that I certainly grew up watching and studying and learning from. So to be a part of this golden armor meant to a large extent carrying on that tradition.
Kareem AbdulJabar is regarded as one of the greatest centers of all time. He used his patented skyhook to lead the LA Lakers to 8 NBA Finals and won 5 of them. One of his most outstanding achievements is winning the Finals MVP award twice, 14 years apart. Kareem's list of accolades is never-ending, as he was a top 5 player almost every season in his illustrious 20-year career. He has 19 All-Star selections, 6 MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs, 15 All-NBA Team, and 11 All-Defensive Team selections. He was also the rebounding champion in 1976, a 2-time scoring champion, and a 4-time blocks leader. Kareem is regarded as the greatest player in U.S. collegiate sports history as well. His famous skyhook was considered unguardable, and to this day, no big man has replicated it. Kareem and Kobe had a special relationship. They weren't just fellow Lakers legends, but they really connected during Kareem's time as an assistant coach under Phil Jackson. He knew his family, his wife, and his kids. Kareem also had the opportunity to experience Kobe's competitive nature, which was evident ever since he joined the Lakers as a teenager. Even though most people will remember Kobe as being one of the greatest basketball players in NBA history, Kareem urges everyone to recognize how great of a parent he was to his 4 daughters.
Well, I wrote a report on Kareem AbdulJabar in 8th grade. And starting the story all the way back to Powell Memorial High School, and when Kareem was first, when he was Lou Alcindor, and then following his career all the way up, all the way through the Bucks, and then eventually to the Lakers and everything that he's done there. But Kareem has known me since I was a baby. I mean, he knew my father well, and he used to play with me when I was a little baby. And so to get a chance to be around Kareem, especially that one year when he was with us every day in practice, and talking to him about some of those memories, talking to him about the skyhook, talking to him about playing with Oscar and playing with Magic and Dandridge and all these guys was, that knowledge was invaluable.
There is no question that Magic Johnson and Kobe are the 2 most influential players in Lakers history. They were both incredible individual talents that dominated the game in totally different ways. Kobe was a scoring machine capable of getting buckets in every possible way. On the other hand, Magic was an ultimate floor general orchestrating the Lakers' offense during the 80s. His passes were a thing of beauty and the main characteristic behind the Showtime Lakers. He was also incredibly versatile, capable of scoring and using his size to grab rebounds and guard multiple positions on the floor. Even though their impact on the game was different and Kobe initially never thought he would be a point guard in the NBA, he still took time to learn from Magic as much as he could. In his book, The Mamba Mentality: How I Play, Kobe noted that Magic was a special player and that he learned a lot of important lessons from the Magic Man game.
Who's the greatest Laker of all time? I'm never going to say myself. I'm always going to say Magic. I'm always going to say Kareem. I'm always going to say Jerry West. Always.
What would you say if I asked you to pick one of those names as the best Laker of all time?
I'm going to pick Magic. I mean, it's not a very complicated thing for me, honestly. Magic was a player I grew up idolizing. I had every Magic jersey. I tried the baby skyhook over and over and over. No-look passes, to having crazy knee pads, big knee pads, and Magic was my guy. So Magic's the one for me. I got a chance to be around Magic a lot and ask him a lot of questions about some of the Showtime days. And that's the impact that Magic had on me once I arrived here. I mean, aside from the impact that he had on me as a kid growing up and watching all of his videos and games and interviews, being on this team, I had a chance to ask him about games and situations and what he saw in this action, and got a chance to hear it from the horse's mouth. And that's how I learned, which was really just from hearing the stories of those days. There's not one piece of advice. It's an accumulation of stories. What was it like to go to a final game every single playoff series? Why do you think he went to a final game every playoff series? Why was there inconsistency in the play? And how did you guys step up to the pressure? So it's hearing all of those stories that really help me have a broad sense or a broad perspective and understanding of situations. That's where the help really came.
Dr. Jerry Buss is arguably the most famous team owner in NBA history. The owner who made the NBA cool again owned the Lakers from 1979 and dedicated himself to the institution for the rest of his life. The 2 major things that helped him in doing that were drafting Magic Johnson in his first year and trading for Kobe Bryant in 1996. After drafting Magic and setting the franchise up for success early, the Lakers had settled into mediocrity in the 1990s. Despite landing Shaquille O'Neal as a free agent, the team wasn't ready to contend just yet. And then came the 1996 NBA Draft, the night in which the Los Angeles Lakers traded for Kobe. Getting Kobe wasn't a guaranteed path to success, but Buss trusted Jerry West's advice and green-lighted drafting the young teenager from Lower Merion High School in the lottery. The kid went on to be the poster boy of the NBA and a one-team legend in purple and gold. This definitely instilled a lot of pride in the owner responsible for drafting him and led to quite the bond between player and owner. Buss, a father of 6, even went on to consider Kobe as one of his own.
How will I remember Dr. Buss? A man of patience and understanding. Aside from the visionary that he is and was, and the kind of team that he wanted to create for this market. Aside from that, I think his patience to be able to let things develop and allow players to grow was the thing that I'll remember the most. I mean, it certainly had a great impact on my career because he had the patience to let a 17-year-old kid grow into a 38-year-old man.
Tell us in the comments, who do you think is the greatest Laker of all time? And if you enjoy this video, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. For even more basketball content, subscribe to our other channels, Free Dawkins and Vintage Dawkins, and follow us on social media.